Hello guys, welcome back. This is probably going to take a while, so you might want to pause it and go get some coffee. I won't mind. Okay, you're set? Okay, good. I consider the gods like Yurgamander and Slippy and so on my children. And just like any child, they wait until the last possible moment to ask you about something. And Slippy was like, he wanted a horse. I'm like, you're kidding me. You're just asking for a horse to be frisky. No, he wanted his horse. Well, honey, I'm sorry. We don't have a horse budget right now. You should have asked me a couple weeks ago if you knew you would want this for Yule. I did want a horse. Okay. So then, like every mom ever, I am trying to figure out my budget. I'm looking at 20 ways from Sunday, and there's just no horse money because he doesn't want this little like dollar machine horse or dollar store horse. He has his heart set on this horse on Amazon. I said, baby, why do you want this horse? I said, that's for little kids to ride on. That's the horse he wanted. And at first I thought it was a low-key joke, but, Slippy kept persisting. And I'm like, look, we just don't have the money. If a gift card comes in, I promise you I will get you that horse. And look, he's like, you're letting him take advantage. If he wanted this horse so bad, he could have told you a month ago. He's just trying to think up things to want. And I'm trying to reason with a god, with a horse god. And I'm telling him, if you do get this thing, that is not going on the bed. And he's looking at me. And I can tell the ears are going back. And I said, I don't care. That thing has wooden dowel through legs. That is not going on a waterbed. That is not going to happen. And he's getting snippy. And I said, you realize it's only 2.5 feet tall. It's for a literal toddler to ride. I said, you're not going to be happy with this thing. Your thing is like the size of like a standard horse. And he got grumpy and he kept nipping at me to get up and try to find him this horse. And there just was no money. And I kept looking at, these other horses. And I found like really big jumbo plush horses, and they were about the same amount of money as that thing. I said, there, sweetie, you could have that one. He doesn't want a saddle. He doesn't want a bridle. I don't know why. And I finally said, look, we just don't have the money. The gift card's not coming. I'm sorry, but if you wait till next year, we'll put a little away at a time, and you'll eventually get your horse. And and I'm like, okay. And he eventually agreed that he would be happy that there were cookies and sugar and everything else in the house, and it was good. And I felt bad, as any mom does, that my child wanted this one thing. And look, he's just trying to see what he can get out of you. That's my child. I know my child. He's trying to see what he can get out of you. He's trying to be a bossy horse. You can't let him do this. He's just trying to bulldoze you into getting him something. And so he's like, no, you're not getting him a horse. Even if you get that gift card tomorrow, you are not getting him that horse. I said, but I promised. He's like, no, you're not getting him this horse. He's just trying to bulldoze you. And even today, I was looking at horse stuff. I was even looking at Slipner stuff, trying to figure out, like, while I'm scraping the bottom of her purse, what could I possibly get this child that would get here in time for Yule that at least somewhat resembles a horse, and there's nothing at this point. And Amazon's selling out of everything because all the parents that have offspring that waited until the last minute to tell the Allfather or Santa or Befana, and those lists are already being worked on at the workshops around the world. Now it's up to the parents to go out and get this extra stuff that Santa or the Allfather or anyone else can't get, right? And they're just grabbing anything they can find at this point. So everything's disappearing off Amazon. And this child is sure he wants a horse. And I was doing the thing every mom's ever done since the beginning of time. Honey, look, if we get the money, wouldn't you like this nice horse? This is a bigger horse. This is a prettier horse. You'll like this horse. This is so big. Look how big this horse is. He wants the other one. And in the meantime, I decided to take a break last night. Decided to take a sanity break. There's this thing about practicing gratefulness, and you can be grateful every moment, which sounds a tad extreme and probably is. But I'm trying to practice gratefulness. And I'm trying to become one with the universe. Yes, I know what that sounds like. And as I'm trying to meditate and be one with the universe and feel the oneness of all things. What you doing? Loki, I'm meditating. Why? Because I am. Okay. Trying to meditate. What you doing? Hello, All-Father, I'm meditating. I can talk to you guys after, okay? But what you doing? Meditating. Why? I want to become one with the universe. Why? Because it'll lead to understanding. Why? Because once you're one with the universe, you realize all things are one. Why? Because you become enlightened. I hung on a tree, huh? Why? You just don't want me to meditate. No, go ahead, my dear, huh? And I'm going back and I'm trying to meditate again. Loki shows up. And then Thor shows up. And they're all asking me, why? And then some god, I don't know who it was, said they're never going to let you do this because they're afraid that if you succeed even a tiny bit, you're going to do what all humans do, declare yourself God and not need gods. That's why they're never going to let this work. I suggest you give it up and find a better job. So, of course, it was time to go look for more horsey. And I was like, we just don't have horse money. Why am I even doing this at this point? I even went and I looked at my Oculus and I was like, is there anything I can refund? And just scrape together the money. And I went on Steam and I looked and I'm like, maybe I can like scrape together some money somehow and get him this horse. Just didn't have enough money. I'm like, I'm willing to hawk my stuff at this point to get this child this horse. And then I'm thinking, why? These kids mysteriously only showed up like the week before Yule and they're all like, I love you, mommy. I love you so much. No, I do actually see them all the time, but they only showed up with their Yule list like a week before Yule. And I tried the clever mom thing. Well, I'd get you the most beautiful horse in the world, sweetie, but you're the most beautiful horse in the world. It said if he asks you one more time, it's going to be the glue factory. I think he was just trying to see what he could get out of me. Because then today I was watching a thing about the Fox Princess. And he decided he wanted the fox puppet for his father. He didn't want a horse after all. And Loki found out, and Loki's like, what? Loki was both touched that he decided he wanted the fox puppet for his father, but he was also very mad. He's like, if you would have had that car today, that horse would be on the way. I'm like, I know, don't yell. I'm going to have a talk with our offspring glue factory. Don't say that about my child. And so, they're going to talk to Yorgi and tell him about mischief making. And I know he's just making mischief like his dad does and like his second dad does, I guess. And he was like, well, actually, Loki's his mom, but he's also his dad at the same time. It's complicated. And he was just being full of beans and seeing what he could get, I think. And I was just so tired this morning. I did not want to get up, but luckily I got up, and I got up at like 9 something in the morning, and I went out. My packages were already there. The one package was wet. So I unpacked all that stuff, but still today I was looking at horses and I'm like, there has to be some kind of miracle. I was doing all this gratitude stuff and it seems like everything is flowing really good for me and we've gotten all these beautiful things for Yule and we have enough money and heat and electricity. There's gotta be a like 11-hour solution to my problem. Money's gotta come from somewhere. Well, by now it's too late. If you order it now, you'll get it after Christmas anyhow. At least that's what they were saying on most of the stuff, because most of this stuff sold out from Prime, and you know it's not there anymore. And Loki says, by the time you get that car, because if I do get the car, and I don't think it's coming this year, He says he will be out of his horse phase and he will want something else, or he won't be interested. He just wanted to see if he could get it for Yule. He just wanted to see what he could get. He says, don't you worry about getting him a horse. There's horses all around this house. There's horses on that altar, horses in the living room. There are horses all around the house. If he wanted a horse, there's plenty of plush horses upstairs. There's like 4 or 5 of them. He was just trying to see what he could get. There's even horse ornaments. There's like horse stuff all over this house. There's a herd of horses in this house. He just wanted to see what he could get. And I even watched horse videos with him today. And we got out cookies early. We got gingerbread cookies and stuff in the back. And he's being ornery. And I realized that's how people get out of spiritual practice. Your gods come over and they start talking to you. And I don't know how the fancy dressed atheists do it, because how could you just dress up and LARP around and say the gods don't exist when gods do interesting things like wait until like a week before Yule and tell you what they really want and what they need. And they've never seen it before in their life, but they need this thing now that they've seen it. And you're like, yeah, I just don't have the money. You have to wait until the gift card comes in. When's that coming in? Well, probably not coming in this year because it didn't come in last year. And I said, well, then wait till I get like a paycheck. I said, maybe I'll get one this month. And it turned out I didn't get one this month. I said, maybe I'll get a paycheck next month. I said, maybe it might be a couple months. I said, you have to wait. So that's how my day went. It was crazy. I think Yorgi just wanted to see if he could get a horse, and I was like, not Yorgi, Slippy, I'm sorry. I get their names confused all the time. And Slippy is super happy. I did it again. Yorgi is super happy because Yorgi has the snake. And Hell just is happy to be here, and Fenrir is just happy that the Allfather got wolves, and most of them are happy. I think Slippy just did like his father said. He wanted to push and see what he could get out of Mommy, because he wasn't as friendly at first as the others. And when he doesn't get his way, I've noticed he can go back to acting the way he used to, like real standoffish. And finally today, Mommy lost her temper, and I said, okay, you want to go back to being standoffish? Go stand outside. He looked at me with that expression on his face like, you know I'm a god, right? And I'm like, I don't care if you're a god. If you're going to be standoffish and sit there and sulk because you waited until a week before Yule to tell me this, you go stand outside. Eat some grass. We jump around the house. He's Loki's child, alright. He's a handful. And I'm like, your brother and sister and undefined siblings are just, they're so much easier than you are. You're the problem child. And Odin's smiling. I think Odin has something planned. And I felt bad talking to Odin, because you know there's a tradition of leaving out stuff for Sleipnir, like hay or carrots or celery or something. I don't have any of that. And we don't have a feed store anymore, so I can't go get him anything. And I said, I feel bad. He's just trying to take advantage of you. Leave some cookies out if you feel like you have to leave something out. But he's just trying to take advantage of you. And he says he's just as bad as his father. He'll see something else, and then he'll see something else, and then he'll see something else, and then he'll see something else. He says if that gift card does come in, you are under orders to get yourself something for a change. Now, I did get myself an octopus. I did get that, but everything else was actually for the gods. Loki got a little manatee wearing a flower, and got a big pink manatee. Okay, the blue manatee's mine. The blue manatee's mine. Yeah, I got like 2 things out of all these orders. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't mind as long as the gods are happy. So, and I think I'm under orders to leave the plushies down here for a while, so I don't know. But yeah, stompy little child stomping around the house, stomp, stomp. He came around more this evening. I think he realized he pushed his fun too far, and Mommy was really upset, and I'm like, do not do that to your mother a week before Yule. Just do not pull this game of not telling the Allfather, not telling your father, and not telling Loki. Well, you know what I mean. Not telling, not telling Loki, and not telling anybody, and deciding you just have to have this thing you saw now. I said, I'm the only human here. I'm the only one that has to pay for it physically. Your dad's good, but even your dad's not that good. And Hermes was like, I'll see if I can make something fall off a truck, but I can't make any promises. This is a really specific gift. Even I'm not that good. Well, yeah, I am, but not this short notice. I said, don't worry about it. He's just driving me crazy. So yeah, that's where we are right now. He even has a god of thieves being like, how could I steal this thing and get it to this house and nobody would notice? Does it have to be that big? I don't know. You ask me. I saw. Look, he's back here. We'll transform him into a Clydesdale and he can work for it. But yeah, it was actually really sweet. All the gods were trying to be like, okay, if you really want this thing, we'll see what we can do. But your poor mom just doesn't have the money right now. If you want a horse so bad, we'll get you a horse. And you know, all the gods are kind of smart alecky and sassy. He'll get a horse. It'll be in a flyer or something, but he'll get a horse. It just won't be the kind of horse he wants. At least he has gingerbread men to chew on. But watch, I'll get maybe get a gift or something for my friend, or there might be a horse at the service if we go to the service. He'll get a horse. It just won't be the kind of horse he wanted. It's like I found this well, I thought it was a quarter when I took Yorgi out. I took Yorgi for burger yesterday, and it turned out to be a double-sided Indian head. It wasn't like an actual coin. It was like a play coin, but I don't know what it's from, and now it's bothering me because I really like to know what stuff is from. Now it's bothering me. What is this from? Because it didn't have like the company name or anything written on it. Having gods for children is having gods that will never grow up, ever. They're however old they are, and they're still like they're 2 when it's gonna be old, because how come mommy can't magic stuff? It's like Yorgi Slippy literally thought because mommy's a witch, she can just do this in the air and the horse will appear. And I'm like, no, baby, magic doesn't work like that. Maybe in your realm it does. But down here, for mortal witches, I can't do that. If I did that, I would be the first witch in history, and everybody else would be saying, how'd you do that? I'd be like, damned if I know. Probably was Loki. That would be my guess. I even offered. I said, baby, there are ornaments. There's got to be horses somewhere. There might be a horse plush, tucked away somewhere. Baby, what do you want? I'm done with children. You want some children? I got some children I'll sell you. I heard, hey, how come I didn't think of that? I will sell you my children. So yeah, I think he was just having fun, but still. But we got everything. We weirdly got Loki's fox, which he fell in love with. He fell in love with 5 other ones. This is how I know where, Slippy got it from. And it wasn't marked on the order. In fact, it was marked as not shipped. And it showed up. And strangely, the one that I had ordered for Hermes never did ship, and Walmart canceled the order. But yeah, that's what life's been like lately. It's been crazy. Yule will come. I probably, like I said, even if the card did magically show up this year, it probably wouldn't show up till at least the 20th. And not even Hermes is that fast. I mean, it would literally have to be a distribution center across the street, and I would have to walk across the street and get it. But yeah, I'm thinking if the card does show up, it's only going to show up for I think I remember when I used to get a card, it was I couldn't get stuff for Christmas, so it had to be for Russian Christmas. So yeah, kids are driving me nuts. You can have them. Did I say sell them? You can have them for free. So if you like what you see, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.